All great men must have their moments of relaxation.
And the greater the man, the greater the moment.
Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to episode 2 of Peel It Back. May look a little tanner than last time. So we just got back from Florida, and it was quite an adventure. A lot has happened since the last time I did a show, so, well, not too much, but some. So last time I left you off, I was getting ready to go to Florida. It was right before Thanksgiving. I left the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Our flight left at 5:30, I think, in the morning is when we departed. It was, we didn't get much sleep that night, but we got to the airport and everything went well. We got into Orlando about 8:30 in the morning, Eastern time, East Coast time, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I went with my daughter, her mom, my 2 grandparents, my mom, and my younger cousin. And yeah, we got there, and the first day we didn't do anything too spectacular. We just got there. I played golf in the afternoon. I played golf at night with my grandpa, which was fun. I hadn't done that before. Playing golf at night is it's something really special, man. It's something that I suggest that if you can, and you're into golf, and you haven't played at night, find a time, and even going to the driving range, it was super cool. Then the next day we went to Disney Springs, which is this big shopping center area kind of type deal where there's just, so many people, dude. But it was cool. We went, and my daughter saw Santa down, and we got some pictures of Santa. We got her a little Christmas ornament. Then played golf with my grandpa in the afternoon, which was super fun. I didn't play very well. I played golf every day but one. Yeah, I think every day but one. Then the next day was the first day of Disney World. We went to 3 different parks in 4 days. We did Magic Kingdom, which is, if you don't know, the one with the giant castle. Then we went the second day, that was on Monday, we went to Magic Kingdom. And it's just so cool, man. Adeline, my daughter, she absolutely loves Disney princesses and all that stuff. And it's really cool. This whole thing is super cool. When we go down to Florida, we stay on this timeshare that my grandparents have that I've been to. They've had it since like 1987, I'm not lying. Like 1986 or 7. And I've been down there probably 20 times, and it's just the coolest place, man. And to be able to go back with my grandparents and my daughter, and for her to, be able to have kind of the same thing as I had, because I cherish that. I love going. Now I like to go to the resort for the golf, but when I was her age, of course, it was all Disney and everything down there that, kids like to do. But we went to Magic Kingdom the first day, and it was, we didn't get to do much the first day. We rode the Buzz Lightyear ride. maybe I think we saw one of the princesses, Rapunzel, which Adeline was very excited about. And then, yeah, it was just a mess the first day. We only rode a couple rides, and we were there all day. The next morning, the next day, we went to, where we go? Hollywood Studios, where they got like all the Star Wars and, movie. They got a whole Toy Story section, Star Wars. Yeah, like I said, it's more like there's a lot of shows, not so many rides. Like, and that's where you can meet like a lot of the characters. And we went last year, but it was at the end of COVID, and things were kind of starting to open back up. I mean, never really closed in Florida, but like they didn't have all the characters out, so Adeline only got to see the characters when like they were on a balcony, and then we just got to stand up and wave. But even now, just the joy that just spreads across her children's faces, like it's just cool. Like it's super cool just watching them get. It's so innocent. They're just like, and to be able to experience that, like when she got to actually meet she likes all those Disney Junior shows, like Fancy Nancy and Vampirina, and she got to meet all of them, and she's all just as happy as can be, and it was so cool. She got to ride this roller coaster, this Slinky roller coaster she was stoked about. And at the end of the day, we went to this Disney Junior dance party, and it's like this open floor area, and all the parents sit down and are like crisscross applesauce, and all the kids stand up, and like there's a dude on stage like a DJ, and he gets them all pumped up. And dude, I'm in there and just smiling and with tears just rolling down my face. It's one of the coolest things to just see Adeline just so beyond excited and just couldn't care about anything else but that, and it was so special. It was absolutely amazing. It might be my favorite part of the trip, just that one moment when we were at that Disney Junior dance party, and she just was jumping around. I have a bunch of videos, but me editing this and stuff, I don't know yet how to put them all in, but we're rolling with the punches. We're doing what we can. We're surviving. Then we ended that day, and it was spectacular. And the next day was a Wednesday, and we had an off day. And so I played golf with my grandpa on the best course I've ever played. I've played it twice, I think now, maybe 3 times. I played it when I was a teenager, but I didn't really know what I was doing. Don't really now either. But I got to play with my grandpa on this absolutely immaculate course. It was what they got me for Christmas. I told him I just wanted to play one round of golf with my grandpa at this course, and it was awesome. The weather was spectacular, absolutely just. I think it rained for like a hole and a half, so like 15 minutes when we were almost done. But I played the best golf I've played in my entire life since I started playing golf. I broke 100, which is a big deal for a below average or average golfer. And this being my first year golfing, and to do it with my grandpa on that course, it was really special. And I actually didn't know that I had broken 100. I knew that I was playing really well, but I didn't know until we were at dinner. And we went to this steakhouse on the resort, and I was looking at my phone, and I just looked down, and I have an app on my phone to keep track of my score, and I looked at it, and I shot 99, and I was like, that is super cool. I was really, really, I didn't know it happened at the time, but just to find out that way, and like I said, this week was really something that I wouldn't. Like, I had a lot of anxiety going like right before the trip because I worked really hard. I'm sure everybody does to, you know, take their kid on a trip or go on a trip or anything like that. But all that anxiety of like paying your bill. I paid all my bills early. And then I was just working overtime every week, 5-6 days a week. I work 10-hour days. It's just a lot to get. I'm one of those people to where if everything's like, it can be, we don't have to have necessarily a plan or anything. I just want to make sure that we're comfortable and we don't have to worry. Like, when the time comes, I'd rather bust my ass in the beginning so than whenever the event or the vacation or whatever it may be, it presents itself, we're covered and we don't have to worry, even though I'm gonna worry. It's just part of my nature, I suppose. But yeah, so I worked so hard, and it turned out to be everything and more. After Wednesday, on Thursday, we got to go to Epcot, which, if you don't know anything about Epcot and Disney, I've always loved it. It's my favorite park. It's a lot of, they got a lot of food, a lot of really good food. They got, like, the way it's set up is, it's the one with the big golf ball. If you've seen pictures, that's the one. And there's the golf ball part, and there's, like, shows, like a few, like, movie things you can go in, and there's this, but then it's like two parts of the park. The front part is all like, there's a ride inside the golf ball. It's Spaceship Earth, I think it's called, which it takes you and shows you like shit about the Earth. And it's like a lot of slow rides. There's not a lot of fast rides. And as an adult, I mean, that's all you're looking for when you got a 4.5-year-old, you're trucking around. It's just a lot, dude. I'm telling you right now, it's so fun, and I personally think it's worth it, but I have a lot of attachment to it as I went there so much as a kid, and I'm very grateful for that. Like, the most grateful for my grandparents for that. And it's just so cool. Like, with the rides, that's what I was saying. When it comes to the rides that are slower paced and you just sit in, it's not a roller coaster. It's like you sit in the car and it's on a conveyor, and it just slowly inches you along. The longer you get to sit down on any ride at this point makes the ride worth it, because you're standing. I looked one or two of the days, I looked at my watch, and said I stood for 17 hours. 17. Speaking of, it's activity for today. Nowhere near 17 hours, I'll tell you that much. Probably 3.5. I stand for my job all the time and walk for my job, but the standing still, man, it's insane, and you have to just prepare for it. And you could go the lightning, whatever they call it, like a fast pass kind of deal, but you're looking at, I looked at it just because, like, by day 4 and day 3 and day 4, it's everybody just gets over it because there's so many people. There's just, you don't have the energy. People get, we're here with our family, right? And that's another dynamic of my grandparents. Okay, this is the room situation. It was my daughter, me, and her mom in one room, and then the other 4 in another room. So, and my daughter was staying a lot with my mom down in the other room, and it was, we would just wake up in the morning and something happened, and there's bickering. It felt like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I felt like Clark Griswold, but I didn't feel like I was crazy. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's pretty typical for that to happen if you're not with your family like that for a week straight, and all the stress, and it's like I said, man, it's just a lot. I'm still recovering, and we've been back for 3 days. Yeah, it's 4 days maybe. It's Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. 4 days, and it's still just, I'm beat. But back to it, back at Epcot, man. It's super cool because they like the inside, it's basically a figure 8. So one of the circles, the closest one when you walk in, is a bunch of, like, a few rides, and then the other part, you walk behind the golf ball and stuff. It's around the world, and it's like countries. So you can go to different countries, and they have like all different foods and stuff, which is super cool. And I don't know, I just like it. It's not so much of a sped up vibe. You can kind of chill, and it's more scenic. I don't know, I've always had a very fondness of that park. And so then the next day was the last day, and then we flew out the following morning. So that day I played golf in the morning, then we went back to Magic Kingdom, and we did so many rides, and Adeline got to meet Merida, which is the princess from Brave. She got to meet, she didn't want to meet Cinderella. She was over it at that point. Everybody, the last day, we were in and out of the park. I think we got there at like 9:30 or 10. We left, it was 3 o'clock, but we got a lot done. Adeline got to go to the kids area, ride a bunch of those rides. We rode the Thunder Mountain ride. They got Dole Whip. We rode this Aladdin Magic Carpet ride, and then Adeline, my mom, and my grandpa, and my cousin went to the car, and we stayed, and we got Adeline a few things for Christmas because it's right around the corner. These little guys, and we got out of there. We were out of there. So, you know me, I went and played golf because it's not. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be going down there. Is both of my grandparents just retired. My grandpa just retired like the 7th of November, the 7th of November. So right before we left, he retired, which I'm so happy. He drove a truck over the road for 55 years, something like that. And getting to spend time with him, and you know, it was. I'm glad he retired, but I don't know how often we're gonna be able to go down there now. But you know, like we paid for our own flight. I paid for the flights, and the tickets. So we just get to stay on the timeshare, which is really cool. And I was like, I want to get one. And I know a timeshare is not a smart investment, but just, like, when you go, I'm telling you, man, Orange Lake Resort in Orlando or Kissimmee, Florida, it's top notch. Or maybe, I think that it would give anybody a run for their money. As far as, like, just the environment is so cool. It's so nice just to have. You got your own laundry in your room. You got full kitchen. It's like an apartment. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment. My daughter and her mom slept in one room, and I slept in another room. I had an extra bed. There's a pull-out couch, a balcony overlooking the golf course, dude. I'm telling you, this stuff is Orange Lake. You're not getting a bad review from this guy, but I've been going there for 25 years. I'm not bullshitting. 25 years. I love that place. And coming back to Kansas City is, it is what it is. I mean, we had decent weather. I've got to golf a couple days since we've been back, but it was pretty good. It's not the worst adjustment. I mean, I'm wearing an extra layer. I don't do well with the cold. I would need to move. I would love to move now. I would love to. I've been since we left. I need to retire now. I've worked. It'll be 9 years at the same company in January on the 27th. So that's cool. But I feel like I need to retire now and just move to Florida. Because, I mean, yeah, the amphetamines are rampant, but the golf is also rampant. And I feel like it kind of balances itself out. Hurricanes, Disney World. You know, there's the pros and cons to everything. I just, but by the time when we left and got back on, Friday and left, we got Jersey Mike's and, went back to the hotel room. I went and played golf. No, I didn't go till later. I went later. We packed and stuff. And Adeline went swimming with my mom. And it was cool. It's cool. She loves my mother, and I love that so much. That she, they had a great time. They had a spectacular time, and you know that's what it's all about. I did get a little butthurt at one point, like a little, I don't know, because she wanted to do everything with my mom because she absolutely adores her, and you know I want to spend time with her, and you know, just dumb stuff. But my feelings did get hurt for a moment, but it's not her fault. She's just having a good time, and that's all that matters, really. But we got to do a lot of fun stuff. We went putt-putt at the end of one night. I didn't get in a jacuzzi once. I didn't get in a pool once. It was just go, go, go. Because I was playing golf in the morning, then going to the park, then coming home and going to bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Back up and at 'em at 6. Tee off at 7. Same thing. The one day we got to sleep in on Wednesday. All right, let me just break this down to you. If you're gonna go to Disney World, I'll give you what you need to do, how you need to go about it, the way to plan it, especially if you have a kid and you want to get the most out of your experience at Disney World. Just trust me. You can do it one of two ways. You don't want to go to a park every single day in a row. You will wear yourself out in 2 days. So the way I would go about it is either a park every other day. We didn't go to Animal Kingdom. It's just a big zoo. I mean, it's not the best one, but yeah, other than that, I would say if you're gonna do all 4, I would do every other day and take 8 days, or take 8 days anyway and do every other day and go to Magic Kingdom twice or a park twice, but never go consecutively. It's just gonna be all bad. It's not. Just trust me. We did it last year in the middle of July, and me and Danielle, Adeline's mom, were talking about it, and we don't know how we did it. I have no idea. We were miserable. It was so hard. I mean, we had fun, but you need breaks in there because it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? Your mind is just, it's so much. You can't concentrate on one specific thing because it's just so much going on. So that's how I would do it. But other than that, man, we got back. Oh yeah, I played night golf the last night, and it wasn't even about playing well. I was just playing like 2 or 3 balls, hit one in the woods. I didn't care. Just the environment and enjoying the nature, and it's just green, and it was beautiful. It was a really, really special weekend, man. Or week. It was a really special week. But I got reminded of something, and I don't want to overlook this, about how in the last episode I was talking about, me always being there for Adeline as a kid, or as when she was a baby, and I got a reality check, and it's kind of upset me a lot, and it does still. I wasn't necessarily the best dad when Adeline was very young. The way me and her mom split wasn't great. Our relationship now is spectacular. We hang out all the time. We're not together, but we have a fantastic relationship where it's open communication and stuff. We're always in contact. We spend time together every weekend because that's what Adeline likes to do. We just live separately, and that's just what it is. That's what works for us right now. But when we split, I was in a bad place, and for you know, probably 2 years after that. But mainly, like, from when Adeline was, I would say, 4 months to a year. And a little after that, I was just a real piece of shit, man. Like, I was gonna be late to her first birthday party and shit. And, you know, hearing when me and Daniel got into it a little bit before, and if this is too much personal information, sorry, but this is just what it is, and I don't know if other people are like that. It's hard hearing, the reality of the situation when, that was me, and it's something that I never wanted anyone to feel like, especially the mother of my child, and my child, and Adeline is everything to me, literally. I'm sure any dad who's worth a fuck feels the same way. That it's difficult now being able to. I've been with her. I've seen her every single day for 14 days, a little bit longer than 14 days, I think. And I don't always get to do that because I work nights, and I'm dreading it a lot. Going back to work, but I should be going to day shifts to where I can very soon to where I can see her every day. But it's just a lot now. Like, looking back of when she was young, I could have done 1,000 times better. I wasn't as accountable with myself because I was drinking, and that's all that was. I thought I was being a good dad. I thought I was, like, in my fucked up brain, like, oh, everything I'm doing is fine. I told her to put me on child support, but then I would just basically was sort of turning into my own father, like, never. Like, I would see her, like, once every other week, but Danielle had to, like, it's just because I feel like I knew, hindsight now, I knew that I wasn't the best person, I think, to be around. And as much as, even though the distance hurt, being away from her, because I was like an hour away, I didn't feel like I would be a good dad or something, or 1,000 reasons. And in the midst of spending through $200-300 a week between alcohol and cocaine and weed or whatever's around, it's all I knew, and I think I was running from it. And Danielle said something to me about that right before we left, and that was me, and that sucks. It really fucking sucks that was me, but it's not me now, and I've worked my ass off so that hopefully, I'm gonna have to tell Adeline this stuff. I feel it's only right for me to be 1,000% honest about what happened. And it's not her, it's nothing that she did, but she needs to know at some point. Obviously not now, she's 4.5, but people that are recovering or struggling with addiction, you just think that this is how it is, and you're just working day to day to get what you need to feel okay. And you trust me. Trust me. Nobody gets it more than me. After Adeline was about 1.5, 2 is when I feel like I started to make a conscious effort, and it was starting to take a toll, and me doing more to be around as much as I could, even when I was drinking. Like, I was still drinking and using and doing coke, but I feel like there was a switch that was flipped. That was I started hanging out with my good friend Hadi. He's one of my dearest friends. I did an old podcast with him, Dice of Life, and he had a daughter, and I think it was a culmination of things. But I think being around him really propelled me into, and myself, and I'm gonna give myself some credit, because and Danielle had to ride my ass for a long time about just being there. And then it got to the point where I was there, but I wasn't there. I was drunk, or I was drinking, or just not being the best person I could be. But shit, you couldn't tell. I mean, I knew, but it it is what it is, man. I could have been better, and I still can be better, but we have to learn, and I'm trying to learn. But I will say this about Disney is, with all that stress, with all my family, and as great of a time, there were times where I was like, I could just fucking use a drink. Bad. I'm talking bad. But we got through it. I got through it. It wasn't necessarily easy. I smoke cigarettes. I need to quit. I'm in the process of quitting. Hopefully that'll be the next thing. You guys can join the journey if you follow along and watch the show. And I think the show is going to evolve, and we'll see we'll figure it out, man. Right now I had all this stuff, and I wanted to start the show. Maybe a little prematurely. I don't know. Time will tell. But here we are. But I don't know. Like, I'm just it was hard. Like, there was times where it was just really difficult to keep my cool. It's just a lot going on. But at the same time, I was so happy. Like, it was like that Walt Disney, like, they know what they're doing, but it's worth every penny. It's so cool, and I had such a great time. It was fantastic, and I'm excited. I'm excited. It was great. Just a second. It was spectacular. What's today? I think today's the 7th. Christmas is right around the corner. What's that, 18 days until Christmas? We gotta get something going. Oh, big news. I will talk about it. Syracuse, we weren't doing well. We're down bad. I think we're 3-4. Lost 2 straight when I was in Florida. I was almost hit the panic button. But when we were on the flight back, beat Notre Dame. Just gonna touch on that a little bit. Judah Mintz is the point guard for Syracuse, and he is fantastic. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. He came from Oak Hill, just like Carmelo. He's probably going to be one and done. But man, he's the highest recruit we've had in a while. The kid is a pure scorer. Inside the paint, his finishing moves are nothing less than spectacular. The team, I heard somebody say, sleeper Final Four team. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. The team is young. Team is very young. I think there's 2 seniors, Jesse Edwards and Joe Girard III, and Symir Torrance, I think, is the only 3. But that being said, I think this team has a lot of potential. They're picked 7th in the ACC. Picked to finish 7th. They beat Notre Dame this weekend, who was 6-1. That's a big win. Notre Dame on the road. We're moving in the right direction. We played Bryant last night, won by 28, but that's not saying much. I would say right now, 7th in the ACC isn't me being biased. I'd like to say 3rd or 4th, but I think 7th is 6th, 7th reasonable. I think it's a reasonable expectation. I don't think it's outlandish. The tournament, that's the thing. Syracuse, it's such fun being a fan of Syracuse basketball. It's like doing cocaine. The highs are like they beat teams that you wouldn't think that they would have any shot of beating, but they lose to teams that they should beat. It's like we lost to Colgate this year. And we lost to them last year. It's just unfortunate. But it's growing pains. But with a young team, you're going to have that. But I'm excited. The season is early. I love college basketball. I'll probably be touching on a little college basketball here and there throughout the show as the season progresses. Other than that, I can go back to work tomorrow, so I figured I would do this. I'm still getting used to it. I get a bit nervous, but I think as time goes on, I'll get more comfortable, and we'll figure it out slowly but surely. I think we'll get to a spot where I'll be excited about, I'm excited about doing it. I just want a little more input. I appreciate everybody watching. It means the world to me. Anybody and everybody who watches, just me talk about myself. But I would like to talk. We're gonna get this. The whole idea of the peel it back. I think we touched on it a bit last time, but I think I'm gonna pick a few things, and we'll dive deeper. So, I'm an avid fan of music. Just be more general, Dominic. Be a little bit more general. I like music, whatever. I think that is everybody. But I'm gonna put a playlist together and then put it up on Spotify for this week. I'll pick 5 songs and put out a playlist just for the weekly vibe. It's close to Christmas. Could be any type of music. I guess you have to tune in and find out. I don't know. I guess I'll put a link in the description. But be sure to like the video, and I appreciate you guys. And subscribe if you wouldn't mind. It means a lot. It really does. But thank you again. That was, episode 2. Magical moments at Disney. Magical moments in Florida. Just magical moments, really. And they'll continue. And we'll, they'll continue, and we'll progress, and we'll adapt, and we'll figure it out. And until then, I hope everybody has a spectacular week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.
The greater the man, the greater the moment.